Hello, friends, and welcome to the forest. Today is November 23rd, and I am here today with Miss Cinnamon in the Timmanimous Forest, looking at a beautiful little grove of ancient cedar trees. You can hear the rain trickling down in the background, but guess what? It's not really falling on us because we're protected by the boughs. We are with Miss Cinnamon under the boughs of the cedar tree. Hello, Miss Cinnamon.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good. Thank you for bringing us out to the forest.
Thanks for coming out, whether you're at home watching and using your imagination and eyes, or Miss Isabel, thank you for coming out here.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I love every chance, just like the children do, to come out to the forest. And we've just walked into this grove, and I looked up, and what do I see but a home? There's a home right in the side of this beautiful cedar tree. And I wonder who might be living there. Could it be a bird? Could it be a squirrel? Could it be an owl? A mouse? Oh my goodness. And as we travel up our tree, it just goes up and up and up and up and up. And even though you can hear the rain, friends, you won't even feel anything because we are protected by the most wonderful cedar tree. And we are surrounded by these glorious, glorious trees all around us, making homes for who knows what. Let's explore a little further and see what else we might see. Of course, Miss Isabel will have to be careful not to trip over the cedar tree's roots. You know, in the story of Ayayesh, when Mother Cedar gives Ayayesh some tools for making her basket, some necessities for making her basket, she tells them, or she tells Ayayesh, that she will give her some of her bark, but she will also give her some of her roots. Oh, what's this I see? Hold on. Hold on. Here's another home. Look at that. And there's some wood sorrel growing. Am I correct, Miss Cinnamon? Is that some wood? That's some wood sorrel in the springtime. I love to eat wood sorrel. It's so tasty. Tastes like apples. Anything you want to add, Miss Cinnamon?
Well, I know we're going to talk about some of the animals in the forest besides humans that use the cedar tree. And so I just wanted to remind everybody that cedar is considered like our grandmother because cedar takes care of us and protects us and gives us the things we need from the time we're a tiny baby all the way to when we're an elder. And cradle boards for babies, diapers, clothing,
Waterproof.
hats,
Yeah, waterproof.
The rain can slide off of. It doesn't absorb and get really wet and heavy. So clothing was made out of cedar in this region. Where I'm from, I'm Karuk, and it doesn't rain very much where I'm from at all. And so our clothes were made out of animal skins, like deer and elk hides. But can you imagine wearing a deer hide, that leather, and going out in the rain? What would happen?
Oh, it would get so heavy and so
heavy.
cold.
And stinky.
Yeah,
and slimy.
yeah.
So we would not have, you can't wear the same kinds of clothes here because of all the rain. What else does cedar provide for us? Clothing that's good for the rain. Also medicines. So medicines from the leaves that help our lungs when we have a cough or a cold. Medicine to clean the air and clean away any germs or even bad feelings. And then from the wood of the cedar, so under this bark, which is like the skin, underneath the wood is, it splits really easily, nice and straight. So our longhouses would be made from cedar planks from the wood inside, or canoes.
Canoes,
would be
yeah.
made. So the places we live, the clothes we wore, how we got from one place to another. Cedar gave us all of those things here. So
It is just unbelievable to me how magnificent the cedar is and how loving
yes,
and how it shares so much with the people.
right, and that's generosity, right?
That is generosity.
Giving to other people, taking care of other people, sharing what you have, and cedar shares a lot with us. Gives us almost all the things we need. And then it's also really important to the other plants and animals out here. So I heard you guys are going to be doing some science around engineering, which is like building things.
Right.
So I thought it would be fun to have the class out.
That was our plan.
Have you guys out here to do a fun little engineering project, and then you guys could do that activity at home. So you can
That's a
watch
great
what Miss
idea.
Isabel does, and you can try this in your backyard. You don't need the exact same things, as long as you have some dirt, some kind of plants, some sticks, rocks. You'll be able to do this.
Yeah, and as we were looking around, friends, we did notice some homes that were already here. Here's one deep down underneath there, and I don't know how close I can get, but you can see in there, it is completely dry. It doesn't look like anyone is home right now. And right next to it, at the base of the cedar tree, is this interesting looking pile. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to excavate a little bit and see what we have. So here we have a cedar branch that I'm going to move out of the way a little bit. And you can see there are a lot of the parts of the cedar leaves that have fallen off, the flat parts. They've turned brown now, and now there's this big chunk under here. Thank you, Cinnamon. We don't want to disrupt it too much, friends, because this could very well be an animal friend's home. So as we
I'm
look,
noticing this is damp and
Oh.
wet. But when I look right here, see the
Completely.
wet, and then it's
Totally dry.
We just moved it, so now it will get wet.
uh-huh.
But if you look in here, this is a really good home for an animal.
Look at that. It's
Because
all
it's
dry.
Dry and probably gonna keep them
And
warm.
it goes way under there too. It looks really soft too. Like there's some leaves and some other things, some moss. That's really cool.
So the little project or the challenge that we want to give you guys, and the challenge I'm going to give Miss Isabel today,
Yes.
is to build a mouse house. So we know there's mice and squirrels and birds and lots of animals out here. We don't always see them very often. They're very sneaky. But they use these trees and plants. So we want to do an engineering project. So your challenge, Miss Isabel, is going to build a mouse house
Okay.
using anything out here.
All right.
So if you see it out here and it's natural, then go ahead and pick it up and use it. And the challenge is going to be to make a house that would really keep the mouse dry, safe, warm, and not just from the weather, but what else would a mouse have to hide from or protect itself from?
Maybe like a snake. Snakes, I know they like to eat mice.
Definitely. And
Or
then
an
there's
owl. Owls.
So there's
Yeah.
things on the ground
Right.
trying to get them. There's things up in the air trying to get them.
Oh.
So our mouse needs a good,
Really
place
good
to
house.
hide.
Yes.
So we don't want it to have big open holes, but the mouse will need a door to get in and out.
Oh yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'm going to time you. And
Okay.
then when time's up, I'm going to come and pour some water right over your house.
Okay.
And we'll see if it stays dry inside.
Awesome. Well, I will try my best. Wish me luck, boys and girls. All for now. All right. So now, my friends, I'm just going to share with you just a little bit of what Miss Cinnamon and I gathered to use for this amazing mouse house. So again, we have the sword ferns that we found. Now, you don't have to make yours with sword ferns, friends. These are just the materials we had here in the forest. I'm sure that around your area where you live at, in your backyard, across the street if there's a little park, you might be able to find other amazing things to construct your mouse house. Use your imaginations. Because if it doesn't quite work out the way you want, what can you do? Try again. That's right. Okay, so we had some of that, some nice moss. Miss Cinnamon shared how the moss really soaks up the water, but it stays dry underneath. So that I had quite a bit of moss. Had some pieces of wood with moss that I used. Here's just the moss that I found lying on the ground. This is what the back looks like with its... It doesn't really have like roots. It has...
Well, that one must have been growing on a tree because I can see some old bark that's still
Oh,
stuck to it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's cool. And then here's birch. No.
Ooh, that could be a little alder, maybe.
Alder, maybe. So here's the tree part, and then, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure what that was. And then here are those sticks that I showed you guys. See how the log was a wall, and then I put a whole wall of sticks there before I put other stuff on top. So I can just grab my sticks and pull those out. All different kinds of sticks. Some have mud on them a little bit. And here, tucked underneath, is our dry moss and our leaves. Right under there.
I think that mouse would be really protected from the wind with how you have the log behind it.
I think so too.
And the rain.
Yeah. Yep. So there we are. So I think I'll just quickly put that back together just in case a mouse decides that he wants to move in. It'll be all ready for him. Or her. Could be a nice little girl mouse. And over here, this small opening over here, that would be the door. Over in that corner.
Yeah, so you want to try to leave one little opening that a mouse can squeeze through, but
not a big one.
Chase it.
That's right.
And not any.
Oh, I thought I just heard a squeak. What?
That mouse is already on its way.
I'm not kidding. I thought I heard a squeak. All right. And this was a thorn, like a blackberry thorn there. So I put the ferns under there so to kind of help to hold it. There's my little roof.
All right, Isabel, you are wet and probably cold and a little muddy, but how do you feel?
I feel very happy. Any day in the forest, even on a rainy day like today, is a great day. And I hope, boys and girls, that in the not too distant future, we get to all come back to the forest together.
Absolutely.
Hoi!
Wait.